Have you ever stopped to truly think about that seemingly innocent scrambled egg? Or the comforting fried egg that so many of us have made a daily ritual? Especially as we've gotten older. What if something you've always considered a healthy, simple breakfast staple could actually be quietly working against your well-being? Particularly now that you're past that vibrant age of 60, many people in their 60s, 70s, and beyond experience unexplained fatigue, a stubborn struggle with weight that just won't budge, persistent digestive discomfort, or even those nagging joint pains that seem to appear out of nowhere. They often search for complex reasons, never once suspecting that a seemingly benign daily habit, like eating eggs every single morning, could be a contributing factor. Today, we are going to peel back the layers on the surprising truth about eggs after 60. We'll explore why daily consumption might, for some, quietly lead to unforeseen challenges and even be considered dangerous, while also uncovering what truly surprising health benefits you could unlock simply by rethinking your morning routine. We'll dive into what specific, small changes can make a world of difference for your heart health, dramatically improve your digestion, boost your energy levels, and even contribute to your overall longevity. So, stay with me until the very end, because I promise there's something truly surprising that could change how you look at your breakfast forever. Let's start by directly addressing the big question that often comes to mind when we talk about eggs, cholesterol, and your heart. For decades, we were told to limit eggs because of their high cholesterol content, especially if you were worried about your heart. Then, the science seemed to shift, and many health authorities began saying that dietary cholesterol, the cholesterol you eat, doesn't really impact your blood cholesterol levels that much for most people. And it's true. For a large segment of the population, enjoying an egg or two a few times a week generally isn't a major cause for concern. But here's the crucial nuance. Particularly for those of us navigating life after 60, our bodies are not 20-year-old bodies anymore. As we age, our metabolic processes can change, and our individual sensitivities to certain foods can become more pronounced. For some individuals, particularly those who already have a history of heart disease, high LDL bad cholesterol, or a genetic predisposition that makes them more sensitive to dietary cholesterol, that daily egg habit can indeed contribute to higher blood cholesterol levels. It's not a universal truth, but it's a very real concern for a significant portion of our audience. Imagine someone, let's call her Mary, who has been managing her cholesterol with medication for years. She dutifully takes her pills, exercises, but still her numbers hover just a little higher than her doctor would like. Mary never thought to question her daily 2-egg breakfast, believing eggs were purely beneficial. Yet, when she decided, on her doctor's advice, to reduce her egg intake to just a couple of times a week and focus more on plant-based proteins in the morning, her next lab results showed a noticeable and encouraging drop in her LDL cholesterol. This wasn't a magic bullet. It was a piece of the puzzle that fit for her unique physiology. Beyond cholesterol, another area where daily eggs might pose a quiet challenge for some is inflammation and digestive harmony. While eggs are often celebrated for their protein and nutrients, for certain individuals, egg proteins can act as triggers for subtle inflammatory responses. This isn't an allergy in the traditional sense, but more of a low-grade sensitivity that can manifest as persistent joint aches, a general feeling of stiffness, or even skin issues that just don't seem to clear up. You might dismiss these as just getting older, but sometimes they're signals from your body. Furthermore, as we age, our digestive systems can become a little less efficient. The production of digestive enzymes might slow down, making it harder to break down certain proteins or fats. For some, the rich proteins and fats in eggs, especially when consumed daily, can lead to bloating, gas, stomach discomfort, or even a feeling of sluggishness after breakfast. Think of David, a sprightly 70-year-old who loved his morning omelet. He'd often feel a heavy, slightly bloated sensation an hour or so after eating, and sometimes experienced minor heartburn. He tried antacids, but the feeling persisted. On a whim, after hearing a friend talk about food sensitivities, he decided to swap his daily omelet for a bowl of oatmeal with berries and nuts for 2 weeks. To his surprise, not only did his morning bloat vanish, but he also noticed a subtle reduction in his knee pain. It wasn't that eggs were inherently bad, but for David's unique digestive system and inflammatory markers, daily consumption was just a bit too much. The key here is listening to your body and being willing to experiment. If you regularly experience these kinds of discomforts, trying an egg sabbatical for a few weeks could provide surprisingly clear answers. It's about being a detective of your own well-being and understanding that what works for one person might not be the optimal choice for another, especially when it comes to daily habits. It's fascinating how our bodies subtly change and evolve, isn't it? What worked perfectly and felt fantastic for decades might just need a slight adjustment as we gracefully step into our 60s and beyond. And, speaking of adjustments, let's move beyond the specific concerns of cholesterol and digestion to another important area where daily egg consumption can subtly influence your overall health nutrient balance and the risk of simply missing out on other vital foods. While eggs are undeniably a powerhouse of nutrients, packed with high-quality protein, essential vitamins like D and B12 and minerals like selenium, relying on them as a daily primary breakfast choice might inadvertently mean you're missing out on a broader spectrum of crucial nutrients found in a more diverse diet. The danger here isn't that eggs are inherently lacking, but that a narrow focus on one food, no matter how good it is, can lead to a less varied diet overall. For instance, if your breakfast is almost exclusively eggs every single day, you might be reducing your intake of dietary fiber, which is absolutely vital for healthy digestion, gut microbiome balance, and even blood sugar regulation. Especially as we age, you could also be missing out on a wider array of antioxidants, phytochemicals, and different types of vitamins and minerals found in plant-based foods, such as vibrant fruits, leafy greens, and whole grains. Imagine you're building a magnificent house, and eggs are incredibly sturdy bricks. But if all you build with are those bricks, you might miss out on the beauty and functionality that comes from adding wood, glass, and stone. For example, instead of always reaching for those familiar eggs, think about introducing a creamy bowl of overnight oats swirled with chia seeds and topped with a colorful medley of berries and nuts a few times a week. This simple switch instantly floods your body with diverse fibers, healthy fats, and a cascade of antioxidants that an egg alone simply cannot provide. Or consider a savory breakfast bowl featuring quinoa or brown rice, topped with sautéed greens, avocado, and a sprinkle of chickpeas. These alternatives not only offer different nutrient profiles, but also encourage a broader palette of foods in your overall diet, which is a cornerstone of robust health in later life. Next, let's talk about a hidden culprit that often gets overlooked: the way you prepare your eggs. It's often not just the egg itself that might contribute to health concerns, but rather how it's cooked and what it's paired with. Frying eggs daily in unhealthy oils like highly processed vegetable oils, or habitually adding large amounts of saturated fat from butter, can transform a relatively nutritious food into a calorie-dense, inflammation-promoting meal. Think about the classic breakfast plate: 2 fried eggs, 3 strips of crispy bacon, a greasy sausage, and maybe some cheese. While delicious on occasion, making this a daily occurrence means you're consistently loading up on unhealthy fats, excess sodium, and processed meats that are far from beneficial for your heart, your weight, or your gut health, especially after 60. The danger here is the cumulative effect. Each of these components, when consumed daily, adds up, potentially contributing to elevated cholesterol, chronic inflammation, increased risk of heart disease, and digestive distress. The actionable step here is surprisingly simple, yet profoundly impactful if you continue to enjoy eggs. Cook them simply and thoughtfully. Poach them, boil them until they're soft or hard, or scramble them with just a minimal amount of healthy fat like a tiny drizzle of avocado oil, or even just a splash of water. And crucially, think about what you pair them with. Instead of processed meats, load your plate with vibrant vegetables like sautéed spinach, grilled tomatoes, or sliced avocado. A soft-boiled egg nestled alongside a big serving of steamed greens and a slice of whole-grain toast is a world away, nutritionally speaking, from a greasy fried egg sandwich packed with bacon. Sarah, a 72-year-old client I spoke with, loved eggs but had been feeling sluggish and was struggling with her blood pressure. She switched from her daily fried eggs with sausage to simply poaching 2 eggs and serving them with a generous portion of roasted vegetables and a piece of sprouted whole-grain toast. Within weeks, she felt lighter, had more sustained energy throughout the morning, and her blood pressure numbers showed a positive trend. It's a testament to how the small choices we make in preparing our food can truly dictate our daily well-being. Finally, while we're on the topic of what goes into your gut, let's briefly touch upon the gut microbiome connection. Emerging research suggests that the balance of our gut bacteria, our microbiome, plays a profound role in almost every aspect of our health, from digestion and immunity to mood and even cognitive function. While eggs themselves aren't necessarily harmful to the gut for everyone, a diet heavily reliant on animal products and lower in diverse plant fibers can sometimes influence the gut bacteria balance in a way that is less favorable for long-term health. If your daily egg habit means you're consistently choosing eggs over high-fiber breakfast options like oats, berries, flax seeds, or beans, you might be inadvertently depriving your gut microbes of the diverse fuel they need to thrive. The danger here isn't a direct assault, but a missed opportunity to cultivate a robust and diverse gut community, which is crucial for overall resilience as we age. An imbalanced gut can contribute to issues far beyond just digestion, impacting inflammation throughout the body, nutrient absorption, and even energy production. So, the actionable step here is to consciously introduce more fermented foods and a wider variety of diverse plant fibers into your diet, especially around breakfast time. Think about adding a spoonful of probiotic-rich yogurt or kefir, or some fermented vegetables like sauerkraut, to your morning meal. Consider blending a smoothie packed with spinach, banana, and a handful of mixed seeds. It's about thinking of eggs as part of a larger, vibrant, and diverse dietary tapestry, rather than the sole star of your morning meal. It's about nurturing that incredibly complex inner ecosystem that does so much for your health. We've journeyed through some truly important insights today. From understanding how daily egg consumption might affect your cholesterol and inflammation, particularly if you carry specific sensitivities or pre-existing conditions, to the crucial role of dietary variety and mindful preparation in truly unlocking your best health. The key takeaway here isn't to demonize eggs entirely. For many people, and in moderation, eggs are indeed a fantastic source of high-quality protein and essential nutrients that absolutely have a place in a healthy diet. But for those of us navigating life after 60, who often carry decades of established dietary habits and perhaps some unique health considerations, it's about being aware. It's about listening deeply to your body, understanding the subtle signals it sends, and being truly willing to adapt. Imagine waking up with more sustained energy throughout the morning, feeling lighter, experiencing less of those nagging aches and pains, or perhaps seeing more encouraging numbers at your next doctor's visit, simply by being more conscious and intentional about your breakfast choices. It's truly empowering to realize you have this much control over your well-being. And here's that truly surprising truth I mentioned at the very beginning of our conversation. The real danger isn't necessarily the egg itself, or any single food for that matter. The real danger is the assumption that what was perfectly healthy and optimal for us at 30, 40, or even 50 years old is automatically still the best choice for us at 60, 70, or 80 and beyond. Our bodies are constantly evolving, changing in subtle but significant ways. And what they need to thrive also evolves right along with them. The biggest danger isn't a food. It's not listening to your unique body's changing needs. It's not seeking out new information. And it's not being open to making adjustments to long-held habits. The true surprise is how much better you can feel, how much more vibrant and energetic your life can become when you start questioning old routines, embracing new knowledge, and personalizing your plate to truly fit who you are right now. It's about tailoring your nutrition to your individual blueprint, not rigidly following a one-size-fits-all rule that might no longer serve you. You have the wisdom of years, and now, even more knowledge to make choices that truly serve your current health and happiness. I really want to hear from you. Have you noticed any changes in how you feel after eating eggs, especially as you've gotten older? What are your go-to breakfast alternatives that make you feel truly nourished and energized? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your insights could genuinely help someone else in our wonderful community who is looking for answers and new ideas. And if this video has given you a fresh perspective or inspired you to make a small change, please give it a thumbs up. A like goes a long way in helping more people discover this important information. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more practical, empowering advice designed specifically to help you live your best, most vibrant life at every age. Remember, every single day is a fresh opportunity to nourish your body and mind, to listen to its signals, and to make choices that truly serve your well-being. Live your best life, embrace wellness, and thrive at every age.